Hi everyone, and welcome to the WTD podcast. My name is Kyia Mochitani, and I'm your host for today's episode. Every episode, it'll be me right here. So for this episode, we are talking all things what's the dream. And within that realm, we are talking about the downsides and the not so great things about instant gratification. And I kind of want to start off by saying not all parts of instant gratification is bad. By no means am I trying to say if you want something now and you whatever, it's bad. No, that's not what I'm saying. For instance, if you're in a pinch and you need a pink tutu tomorrow, you just hop on Amazon Prime, you need it now, it's there within hours. Or if you're hungry and you want DoorDash, whatever it is, it's not always bad. But I kind of want to bring to light and talk about, how it can become a problem or how it can trap us or limit us in a way. And the story I kind of want to tell you is at one point in my life, I was always looking for this temporary reward. I always wanted this temporary feeling of happiness or security or success or whatever it is. I always wanted this temporary feeling, and I didn't ever think about the long term. I just kind of was going through the motions, doing things to just get it now or feel good now and not even think about the future at all. And so I know coming into this podcast, I was like, okay, Kyia, you're not going to be freaking phenomenal from the start. You're not going to be super successful, or this isn't going to be awesome from the start. You got to work really hard. You got to stay consistent, and you got to do it for the long term. And I remember putting out the first few episodes, I was like, oh, I just want more. I want to succeed now. I want to do amazing now. I don't want to skip. I want to skip the part where I suck. I want to skip the part where I'm learning and kind of not knowing how everything looks or does or whatever. And I just had to remember, no, dude, you're doing this because it sets your soul on fire. You're doing this because you love it. You're doing this because this is something you've always dreamed of doing. You're doing this to serve other people. And you have to trust knowing that all of your hard work that you put into it is going to pay off. I know you don't see it now, and that's why it's hard, but eventually, with the consistency, with the hard work, with my message, with my authenticity, I know that I'll be good. I know that this will go somewhere because I truly believe it to my core, and I will do blood, sweat, and tears, do whatever it takes to get there. And I can't just always get that instant gratification, get that instant success, get that instant reward. That's not what it's about. That's not how it should go. And I want to say our minds are constantly looking and seeking for the easiest, most efficient way of doing something. And when we try and go against that, that's when our mind kind of goes crazy. It's oh, what are you doing? You're supposed to do it this way, or you're supposed to get from point A to point B the easiest way in a straight line instead of this whole zigzag motion that you got going on, or climbing up an uphill. Our mind is just trained to do the easiest thing. And it's also hard, and we got to give ourselves grace because we live in a world where literally we're constantly wanting the next best thing as soon as possible. We are constantly having everything thrown at us, and it can be literally, if I wanted an apple right now and I hop on Instacart, I get an apple within 30 minutes of not doing anything. All I have to do is just type with my fingers and an apple will appear at my front door. We live in a world where everything is super right now, and it's instant gratification. It's you get this now, you get Amazon Prime now, you get whatever. So it's hard, and we have to give ourselves grace, but I think that there's a lot of downsides when it comes to that, and a lot of harmful things that could come with that. So I kind of wanted to give some examples of instant gratification, and how maybe you don't know that this is instant gratification, or maybe you don't know, oh, this can actually kind of be harmful to my future. So for example, we might get caught off guard and be tempted to buy a program or do a challenge or do something that says, here's how you buy this and you'll lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks. We're like, oh yes, super quick. I have a trip coming up. Boom, got it, $5 or whatever, how much it is. Either you lose the weight in the most unhealthy way, or like it's just physically not possible, because that's just not how our bodies work. Or maybe like you're gluten-free and you have this cookie and you want this cookie so bad, and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna treat myself. I'm gonna eat this cookie to feel good, feel that temporary feeling good. But then the long-term effect is you're gonna feel crummy. You're not gonna feel good. You just ate gluten, you're allergic to gluten, so your body's gonna react, and that's the long-term effect. Or you're going out on a Wednesday night to go get drinks with some friends, knowing that you have a paper due Friday morning that you have yet to start. Okay, so you're giving that instant feeling of having fun with your friends for hours and hours of all Thursday to do all of your work and to procrastinate and to maybe potentially be miserable all Thursday writing a paper you don't care about. When we're talking about like what it is we want to do in the future, I'm not talking about, in like a negative way of other things, but I'm saying like with our success, with what we want, what we're dreaming of, with what we would long for, with what we feel like is meant for us and made for us, instant gratification basically is the inability to wait. So I like to say like, and I think this might make sense to you guys, but in simple terms, in the workforce, in the work field, instant gratification is the inability to wait. What I mean by that, and a few examples of that, is Warren Buffett didn't get rich overnight or in 2 weeks. The Rock didn't get ripped overnight or in 2 weeks. Taylor Swift didn't become one of the most known singers worldwide after her first song. It took time. They didn't see it as, okay, I'm going to, invest in one business, or I'm going to start one business, or I'll go to the gym once, or I'll put out one song and it'll be game over. I'll be so successful. Like yes. No, that's not what it is. I think for a lot of us, we become discouraged, or we feel like we don't want to do something because we don't have that instant reward, that instant success, and we don't see it. And that way we feel like it's not there or it's not possible. And I think that discourages us from really going after what it is we want. And so let me tell you, like, I don't see the success or the reward or anything, not that I'm looking for that, but like any of that with this podcast right now. But the more I do it, the more I get better at it, the longer I do it, the longer I appeal to more people, then I'll get closer to that success or closer to that reward, right? A lot of us, we work on Sunday and we want to get paid on Sunday. That's not what Warren Buffett did. That's not what The Rock or Taylor Swift or any successful person did. They had to invest their time and their energy into something that sets their soul on fire, that they really want, or they had to put in the really nitty-gritty hard work to get there. And it wasn't about that instant feeling or that instant security or that instant this, right? And so I think like it's really hard to like go after our dreams or do what it is we really want to do when we don't see the end, we don't see the success, right? But you just have to trust knowing that not one person in this world lost when they kept going. An awesome entrepreneur who is so witty and young and smart, his name's Alex Hermosi, and he said, "I will never lose if I don't quit. Therefore, I'm always winning." And that's so true. If I quit this podcast, then I lose, right? Then there it is, I lost. But if I keep going and if I don't stop, despite whatever life throws at me, despite how long it takes, whatever, then I'm always winning. And I think that speaks so much volume and so much truth to what it is that you want to do. If you don't quit, if you don't give up, if you don't throw in the towel, you're not losing. You're always getting closer and closer to what it is that you want, to that dream life, to that dream car, to that dream mindset, whatever it is. You're getting closer if you just keep going and not just seeking for that instant feeling, that instant gratification. And I'm getting really excited. I don't know, like if you see me on YouTube, you're like, you can see me like throwing up my hands because I'm getting so excited because this is something that I've struggled with for so long, and I just was feeling like so hopeless and so lost that, oh my God, it's not working now, so it won't work out. No, keep going. There's so much power to just enduring and to just keep persevering through those long days of, is this really, am I still going to be broke forever? Am I still not going to have that success? But just keep going. Success takes time. No one became skinny or ripped or lean or whatever overnight, within 2 weeks, within a month. It takes years and years to get there. And it's just a matter of if you're willing to invest that time and that energy for the long term to get that long-term goal. I don't know if any of you guys have done this, but during COVID, when the Chloe Ting 2-week ab program was hot and everyone was doing it, I was like, I'm gonna do it. Anyone else do it? Because I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I want abs in 2 weeks. Yes, thanks Chloe Ting for giving me this life hack. And I did it. I didn't get abs in 2 weeks. Let me just tell you. So I think it's things like that where it's like there's no easy way out. We have to put in the work. We have to be willing and ready and yeah, just willing to put in the work and willing to invest that time and that energy for the long term. Everything that I've, ever since I've started my whole self-development journey and really chasing whatever it is like that I want to do that sets my soul on fire, I've just invested everything into the long term. I'm not doing everything now for, like that easy or that quick temporary feeling of success. Doing it for the long term. But yes, I hope you guys learned something, or maybe I sparked a thought or a feeling, or maybe you're like, oh yeah, I did that and I was just looking for that instant gratification, or I was just whatever. So I hoped you gained some value, and talking about this stuff literally makes me so excited, and I just am super passionate about it all. So I kind of get excited and talk fast, but yeah, I'm loving this podcast journey, guys. I just am having so much fun with it, and yeah, have my bad days, but overall I'm doing so good, and putting myself out there is a little scary, but I'm doing it, and I have no expectations, and I'm just having fun, and I can't wait to see how much better I get at this whole podcasting thing and whatever. But yes, thank you guys so much for your time and your love and your energy. It means the world to me. You guys could be doing a million different things right now, but you're right here listening and watching me, and that seriously makes me forever grateful, and I'm literally at a loss of words. Like how? Like, I don't know. But yes, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much. This podcast is for the dreamers, the doers, and the go-getters. I love you guys so very much. Have the best day ever. Mwah.